Good morning, everybody. It's morning here anyway. It's about 9 o'clock on Sunday, the 28th of December. It's a beautiful morning, although it's still a little bit chilly, which is why I've got this light t-shirt, sweatshirt on at the moment. Getting warmer as I sit here, though. So hopefully we're going to get a nice warm day today. The nights are a bit cold, just for a weather update. But the days at the moment are beautiful and sunny. So it's been a fairly busy week. Mr. Devaka, has been getting on with fixing some of the things for us, and particularly we've got a few electrical things done now. All the lights work, and a new socket here and there, and one working in the kitchen. So that's great news. He has an awful lot of work to do, Devaka, because he's responsible for the general maintenance of all the buildings and a few other things as well. And one interesting thing, I was sitting on just yesterday morning, I was in the observation room where I usually work in Chingari. On Saturdays I don't work at Chingari. I do a morning work in Sambhavana for some of my old clients. I'm at the front of the building, incidentally, which probably means you can hear the vegetable seller wheeling his barrow around along the streets, as they still do. And you can probably also see the big tall building just behind me there out at the front. So hopefully you can also hear me above his cries there. And the Saturday morning I was in the observation room and with Shabnam doing a treatment, and suddenly I heard what has become a quite unusual sound, the generator going. And when I first came here 5 or 6 years ago, 2011, no more than that, 8 years ago, the generator was on every day, sometimes for many hours of the day. And it's slowly been reducing, but it's never been not there. But that was the first time I'd heard it, and I'd been here for a month now. So we've had a month almost of, it is now a month, of me being here, and we haven't had to use the generator for a power failure in all that time. So something is clearly changing in the environment around here and the supply of power. So that must be good. The other thing was the Prem did some really good work and got the engineers out on Christmas Day, because the internet, it's been going a little bit funny all for quite a while. Poor connection, not being able to get connected, and then it just went and none of us could get a connection at all. And that's been a bit unusual, because sometimes if you go to a different place we could get a connection for doing whatever we needed to do, or wanted to do, maybe I should use that word. But on Christmas Eve there was no connection whatsoever. Prem got the engineers out, and I don't know what they did, but since then the internet service has been really good. We've had a few little niggles, but then you get that in the UK anyway. So that was really good. And I think it's important to say thank you when they do a good job and get something fixed, because it's so easy to, not just here but everywhere, it's so easy to complain and say this doesn't work. And when somebody fixes it, I think it's really important to acknowledge that and say thank you. So I specifically went and thanked Devaka and thanked Prem for doing those things and actually getting them working again. I've also had a few plumbing little leaks and things, so Devaka's fixed those as well, or had them fixed. He's not the engineer himself. He has to cause these things to happen. So that was been good. Of course, it's been an exciting week because it's Christmas week. Now, Christmas in India. Yeah, well, as I wrote in a blog I think last year maybe, I was asking Shabnam, the nurse, who's Muslim, what she was going to do on the Diwali day. And she said to me, well, Ian, a festival is a festival, and that is the way that we treat Christmas here. And Chingari I was told on the 23rd, as I was about to walk out and say, see you tomorrow, when they said, oh, there's no treatments tomorrow. So I said, oh, he said, we're having a party. Okay, I said. So I said, I'll do my best to come then. So I went along for a party, and it was actually a Christmas party. And there was even a Santa Claus there, and I will put up a separate video, if I can manage to do that, of the Santa coming in, and then there was a distribution of a little sweet for every child in there. And it was very busy, lots of children there, lots of fun was had. And whilst Santa was coming in, they were playing some music, and we had, I think it was the first time that I heard Jingle Bells being sung in Hindi. I heard this jingle bells, and then I just didn't recognize the next words, and I realized it was actually being sung in Hindi. And that's on the, if I do put this other video of the gift distribution and things, then that will be showing, and you can listen to Jingle Bells in Hindi. So what did we do on Christmas Day? Well, not a great deal actually. It was a fairly quiet morning, and I went to, where did I go on the morning? I can't remember now. But anyway, in the evening, it's now almost become a tradition that we go and see Jayshree, who's our cook. I'm seeing that maybe I'm fading a bit because of the sun's come round, so I hope that's a bit better view of me now. And it's become almost a tradition that the volunteers, so long as there's not too many of us, I think, go round to Jayshree for the evening on Christmas Day. Jayshree is a Christian, and she does celebrate Christmas, of course. And Christianity is, I think, the third largest religion by numbers in India, a long way behind Hinduism and Islam, of course, but still bigger than some of the other ones. Even Sikh, I think it's even bigger than Sikhism in India. So it's quite an influence, and there are churches around us, and Jayshree goes to a church on the Sundays, so they do celebrate Christmas. And we went around there. There were 6 of us this time, myself and Thorsten, and Katarina, who's come over for a couple of weeks. We've seen her before, and three other people who were doing research and investigation rather than actual volunteering. 2 from India and 1 from Belgium. So all working together, the 3 of them. So we went around there and had a very pleasant evening. I met Jayshree's, who I think it was told to me as Jayshree's brother. And I'm actually going to be meeting him later today for something relating to his health. But other funny thing at Chingari happened later in the week, just a couple of days ago, in fact. I was showing Rishi in particular on the computer. I put all the photographs on their computer in the physio room, and I was showing him through the photographs and a couple of videos. And as doing that, I wanted to sort out the names of a couple of the women who work around the corner in another part of them. One I know is a speech therapist, and the other one is one of the health visitors. I was trying to sort out their names and where they were in the centre. And so we were talking, and he said, well, this is Nushin. And I said, okay. And I was trying to get, who is this other person that I'd spoken to? One of the health workers had said to me about when I was met her before. And he said, oh, maybe, well, this one is Nushin in that office there, but maybe you mean the, and he slightly paused and he said the healthy one. At which point I just absolutely collapsed in laughter, because he meant, of course, we know what he meant. And this caused Rishi to start laughing when I started laughing, who was managed to tell Huma what had just happened, what he just said. And then she burst out laughing, and also the mother of the child she was treating, who was very close to us, also burst out laughing. So we had an absolutely collapsed fit of laughing for a while. And then, for the rest of the day, there was always this joke about healthy. And who is healthy, and the intonation, and the difference that the intonation of that word means. And I'm sure they have an intonation in Hindi, the equivalent as well, because that's obviously where it came from. Rishi was simply translating from what he would have normally said in his own language. But later in the day, one of the helpers who organises, there's a couple of ladies, women, who organise the children to make sure they get to the right place at the right time. The classes, the speech therapy, or the physio, or whatever it is they are meant to be doing, because timing is quite important with during the day to get everybody sorted and doing what they should be doing. And she came in. Me and Huma work on the floor, and she came in with a little cushion which she wanted to give to me. So via Rishi, she doesn't speak English, via Rishi, she gave me this cushion to sit on the floor. The floor is cushioned in case children fall down, of course. And I said to Rishi, "Oh, does she think my bottom isn't healthy then?" And at which he laughed, and Huma laughed, and then he had to explain that again to the woman who had given me the generator, and then everybody else in the room was laughing as well. So that was quite a nice end to the week. And so we do have a bit of a laugh, as well as a serious job of physiotherapy on the children. So that's my update for this week. I will do my best to get those other pictures or videos of the Christmas party up anyway. I promise I will do my best. I know I'm not very good at doing that, but as it was a special Christmas thing, I'll put them up. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.